Each time a cow pulls and tugs on that plant, the plant stresses, think it's going to get pulled out of the ground. So it's sending root exudates down into the ground. That adds to compaction, full recovery of that pasture. And here's a prime example of what mobbing does. And that can't be learnt from a textbook. Less issues with worms. There's still moisture in that soil. And that's the benefit of armouring the soil. Preventing overgraze. The sun can't penetrate and take that moisture out of the ground. The trampling capability, the microbiology and the worms and the dung beetles can go about doing their job in comfortable conditions. The soil biology's best interest to keep that plant alive, because remember, it's pumping liquid carbon into the ground to feed it. I'm actually on the trial property this morning. What I want to share with you today is 3 concepts or 3 principles that I follow or that I look at when I'm cell grazing my animals. So the first principle is move. When I mean move, I mean when I've completed grazing a cell, I move them into the next cell. I like to leave 50, 60% if I can of pasture on the ground. So what I'm doing is I'm, number 1, preventing overgrazing. And to do that, over a period of 3 to 4 years, I know how much of an area I need to sell the amount of animals. It's all about number of animals, area, and time you leave them in there when you move. And that can't be learnt from a textbook. It's only through trials that you will know how long and how much area you need to give the amount of animals you're grazing. And another reason you move is to control compaction or reduce the amount of compaction you've got. Continual grazing is when they're constantly moving over the same area every day. Trampling, that adds to compaction. They're moving into fresh green pasture. They're also, you're not grazing them into the ground, so there's less parasites, there's less issues with worms. You're still going to get flies, but less amount because you're moving away. Because you've moved them, you've given them time for the sunlight and the soil biology, which is the microbes, the worms and the dung beetles, to come along and sanitize the area. Rather than have the cows come back every day, they've sanitized the area, have taken the manure down to remineralize the ground. The sunlight has then come along and sanitized it through heat. And the last thing, by moving them, you're allowing full recovery of that pasture. So you're allowing that plant to grow back from 2/3 all the way full to recovery. And how you know it's fully recovered is you look for any flat spots where it's been grazed. When that tip grows back, it's at its full recovery. And the second principle is mob. What you're doing by mobbing the animals into a small cell is you're actually increasing the trampling capability. You're laying more carbon down on the ground to armour the soil. And here's a prime example of what mobbing does. Laying carbon down. That's the fresh carbon they've just laid down. It's obviously still green. Then underneath there is what they laid down last time. So this was grazed 21 days ago. I know it's a short recovery, but we had 200 mil of rain and hot days over that 3-week period. So we brought them back in. So that's that. Then we've got dead thatch underneath. Keep digging down, there's more. There. And there's your topsoil. Loose topsoil. If I grab a bit out, it's still moist. There's still moisture in that soil. And that's the benefit of armouring the soil. Rain is one of the most worst things you can have to compact soil. If you've got no armour and the raindrops and the velocity hits that soil, it just compacts that soil. When you're laying that carbon down on the ground, the rain then hits that carbon or thatch, slows the velocity and allows the water to seep through slowly rather than hitting that ground direct. With the thatch and the 2/3 of army of your pasture you've left, the wind can't get through, so it's acting as a windbreak on the grass. It's not allowing the wind to hit that soil directly and dry it out with the sunlight. Through 2 or 3 inches of thatch and 2/3 pasture height. The sun can't penetrate and take that moisture out of the ground on you. So mobbing does all that. It lays that thatch over for you. There's cooler, moist conditions. So the microbiology and the worms and the dung beetles can go about doing their job in comfortable conditions. If you had no armour, that would be hot. They couldn't come to the surface. they would burn, they would die. So now you're allowing the soil life to grab the nutrients it needs to bring to the plant root system in controlled, cool conditions. And that thatch you've laid down, it slowly breaks down over time and adds that organic matter back to the soil. When you build organic matter in the soil, it's not just straight soil. You've got organic matter, you've got the worms aerating in it, you've got mycorrhizal fungi, the glue which holds it all together, and there's air pockets through. So by having fresh topsoil, you've now got the capabilities of holding more rainfall. It's not compact. So you're creating a sponge. Also, when it breaks down, you've got a food source for microbiology. When you mob them together, it becomes a competition. They generally eat weeds that they wouldn't generally eat if they were continual grazing. The competition is there, they'll eat it, because if they don't, someone else will. So now those weeds become forage and energy for your livestock. And the third principle is mowing. You are using the animals to mow the grass for you. By bringing them into a cell in a smaller area, you are controlling the amount they eat. So by controlling the mow, I control the amount of pasture I leave on the ground. So optimally, you want to be keeping it in that teenage stage, leaving 60% of the plant or 2/3 of the plant left. What you need, why you're doing that is you want as much solar panel or leaf matter, which is a solar panel I call it, on the plant, because that then allows you to utilize the sunlight and the carbon dioxide out of the ground, which is collected by the solar panel or the leaf, and it pushes through the liquid carbon. So that liquid carbon, it feeds the soil biology. It's providing the energy source and the sugars so the soil biology can sustain life. But not only that, as you can see, as the cows are mowing, each time a cow pulls and tugs on that plant, the plant stresses, think it's going to get pulled out of the ground. So it's sending root exudates down into the ground. And what the root exudates does, it livens up the soil biology, because it's the soil biology's best interest to keep that plant alive, because remember, it's pumping liquid carbon into the ground to feed it. It's providing food, so it runs around, grabs the nutrients required to grow that plant back as fast as it can to keep it alive. So the plant then in turn gives it food source. But also, you're keeping the plant in a vegetative state. If you let this go beyond seed through the adult stage or pensioner stage or maturity stage, it lignifies. Lignification. The plant drains in energy. It's high in fibre, which then, once it's lignified and it's low in energy and higher in fibre, the stomach in the cow, it takes the microbes twice as long to break down lignifying grass, because it hasn't got the energy and the moisture content. So what you're trying to do is keep it in that vegetative state the whole time. Keep it down to that 2/3, let it grow, mow it down, let it grow. That's what mowing allows you to do. Also, because it's in that teenage stage, it's also faster recovery, because you've got more solar panel to recover faster, which means you can then bring your cattle back in faster than if it was being continually in overgraze, when you're relying on just the root system when it's in diaper stage to grow that plant. You're not relying on the leaf matter in a diaper stage, you're relying on the roots. The plant can't afford to lose any of its energy to help feed the microbes. It's just trying to survive. At this stage, there's loads of spare energy, good for the plant, good for the soil life. 3 M's. Move, mob, and mow. You follow those 3 basic principles, keep an eye on them when you're cell grazing, and the rest will follow. Success and satisfaction, guaranteed. Right, guys. Come on, girls. Come on, girls. Righto folks, have a good morning, have an awesome afternoon and a terrific evening guys, wherever you're watching it from, and we'll catch you later.